Well, I got my Jeff Probst look on today, and I'm looking to play Survive. Let's check it out. Alright, so here's how the board game gets set up. First off, you're going to put these tiles out in the order that's put on the instruction manual. You're going to put out your little sea serpents, which I'll talk about in a minute, on all four corners and in the center of the island. You're going to put your meeples out, the meeples of your color. You can play up to 6 players if you have the expansion. Actually, the expansion colors are white and orange. But I just put out the first 4 colors I could think of. And everyone takes turns and they put them on one of the tiles. Now, they say that you can only have 1 meeple per tile. However, I've seen it house ruled that if you're playing with tons of them, just go ahead and put all of them on the board, and some of them can double up. Because the more meeples, the better. But that's a house rule in some places, including mine. I like that rule because I like destruction of killing these meeples. Anyway, after that, each player will put a board, a little raft boat here, and they'll just place it somewhere on the board, hopefully strategically where they want it. And the goal of the game is to get your meeples off this island and onto one of these other 4 islands of safety. Okay, but there is a lot of dangerous things in the ocean. So first off, what should you be doing? Well, the first thing they say you can do is play a tile if you have any red tiles in your hand. Underneath each one of these tiles are either the color red or green. If it's green, I have to play it immediately. If it's red, I can hold on to it and play it anytime I want. During someone else's turn, during my turn, whenever. So if I have any cards, I play those first. I don't have any tiles right now because I got to collect them. How you collect the tiles is you'll collect them from the desert ones first, then the forest ones, and then finally the mountain ones. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So if I can't play any tiles, the next thing I need to do is I get 3 movements. So I can move 3 of my meeples, 1 space each, or maybe 1 meeple, 3 spaces each, as long as he's on land or in a boat. If they're in the water for whatever reason, they can only move a total of 1 space because at that point they are swimming and they cannot move 3 spaces. So let's say that I am the white guy and I want to pick 1, 2, and instead of, I could move another white guy over here, get him closer to the beach, but I think I'm just going to move it 3 and get greedy and try to go to shore. If I can get to the dock, I can start unloading them there. So that was my move. Now, I could, if I wanted to, pick this beach tile because no one's on it. But that's no fun. I want to kill people off. So I'm going to pick this guy and I'm going to screw over red. So now I pick this tile, bloop, he goes into the drink. Now he's going to have to swim for it or hopefully find a boat. And so then I reveal it. It's a red one. It's shark repellent. Good, I may need this later. You don't reveal this to the other players. You hold on to it just in case something happens. Now the last thing I do for my action before it goes to the next player is I have to roll the die. Now in the old game they gave you these red die, or actually just 1 red die to use. You can use a red die if you're playing the base game. If you have the expansions like I do, they give you these blue die to roll because the blue die are going to show dolphins in there to move as well. And so you want to use that one instead. So you use these 2 and you roll them, and whatever item comes up, so look at that, I got a whale and a 1. That means if there's a whale on the board, I can move him 1. But I rolled a whale, so I got to bring a whale in and move him 1. A whale comes in a non-occupied space. Now what whales can do is they can blow open boats. Like they can plow into boats and leave these people stranded. They won't hurt the people there, but they'll definitely destroy the boat. That's what whales do. Now in the expansion though, if I drew a whale token, then I would also put in a squid. Now squids are dangerous little suckers. They'll also come on the board here. And what squids can do, if they come into an unoccupied space, if they move into a space with someone on a boat, they can pick 1 person off that boat. Or if they move into a space on an island, there's someone on the edge of the island, they can pick that person off the island and eat them too. That's what squids do. Now, the thing about squids and whales, they are natural enemies. And if a whale moves into the same square as a squid, it destroys the squid. If a squid moves into the same square as a whale, it destroys the whale. That's what you have with these 2. Other items that you can have, let's see, you could roll and get a shark, and sharks will destroy people. They won't hurt you if you're in a boat, but they will hurt this guy. Like if they put him there and there's a shark there, that would eat that man, he'd be dead. He'd be out of the game. The other thing you got, if you have the expansion, you have dolphins. Dolphins come out if you get, let me see, I think I saw a dolphin token when setting this up. Where was it? Here? Yeah, there you go. This is from the base game. On the base game, you didn't have the dolphin icon. So what you would do is you'd move 3 spaces because you had help of a dolphin. Now they say if you get this, you put a dolphin on that square. Now, oh man, I really wish I could move 3 spaces. You know, I can make it home. But with a dolphin, you're going to be safe from anyone. You're safe from whales. You're safe from squids. You're safe from sharks. You're even safe from sea dragons. And what can sea dragons do? Sea dragons can actually destroy your boat and your meeples. They destroy everything. They're really bad. But none of these guys will touch you if you are, well, you're not really at risk if it's a whale, so I'll get rid of him. None of these guys will touch you if you have a dolphin protecting you. Now you got to watch out because someone else could roll this die, and if they get the dolphin number, they could actually move a dolphin away from you, which would be bad. By the way, the little starfish one, that is just a wild card. You get to decide what animal or boat do you want to move. And this lets you say how many places they're moving. Now if it's a dive, what does that mean? That means you take them and they go underwater and then they pop up anywhere on the board that's in an unoccupied space. So, for instance, maybe I have a boat that's a whale that's right next to my boat. I want to get rid of him. I'll wild card it and say, hey, I want to get rid of this whale. He's going to pop up way over here. Or this sea monster that's right next to my boat or getting close to my boat. He's going to dive and he's going to come out way over here on the other side, away from me. So that's what you would want for the dive tokens there, probably to get rid of certain animals. So that's what you would do only if you have the expansion. If you have the base game, go look up someone who talks about the base game. It's basically the same thing, just with that. In the expansion, they gave you this die. It looks the same as the other die. This one just has them printed on. This one has them embedded. So it's a little bit nicer die if you just wanted to play the base game. This comes with the expansion. Even though you don't use it in the expansion, they just use it to replace this die, which I thought was really nice of them. They didn't have to do that. After that's over, my turn's over, then it goes to the next player. Let's say the next player is green. So green will go 1, 2, 3. See that? He could do that. And there he goes. Now he has to pick one of these tokens here, and he's going to pick this guy right here. Leave him stranded in the water. Haha. He looks at it. Oh, look, it's green. That means I have to play it immediately. A shark pops up right where that is. So I'm sorry, my friend, but Jaws just came and he ate you and you're dead. You're off the board. And so that's how it works. Now, let's say if blue had this shark repellent thing, once this guy played this card on me, if that was me, if I was blue, I could have played this and gotten rid of the shark and kept my man alive. So that's where those red tokens can come in. You save them and play them whenever you need them, because on green tokens you might. Now, of course, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to shore. You're also trying to kill the other players' meeples, because you don't want them to get to shore. After you're done with the desert tokens, like I said, you'll pick the forest tokens and finally the mountain tokens. Now, I don't know if this will pop up well. I think it can. They even added depth to these. So you can see these are the thinnest ones. They're the first to go. This is the forest tile. It's a little bit thicker. And then the mountain, a whole lot thicker than the forest. So that's really cool how they did that with those three. These are the thinnest ones. Those are the thickest ones. Like you would need that. But still, they just added that. I thought that was really nice. A neat addition to the game. Now, one of these mountain tiles is going to end the game. And let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah, there it is. When someone picks this tile, the game is over. That means the volcano has erupted and the whole island blows up. Even anyone who is in the water, they're dead too. At that point, you have to add up everyone that you had brought to shore, and what you're going to do, your meeples have numbers underneath them. Now, you can't look at what numbers you just saved and brought to shore. So at the end, you will add up. So maybe if he had 3 and I had 4, but all mine were 1s, 2s, and 3s, and his were 5s and 6s, he's obviously going to beat me. So whoever has the biggest score wins, and that is how you survive. The game survive. Alright, so final thoughts. What do I think about this game? Well, this is a classic game. This game's been around for several years, over 30 years now. In fact, there is an original copy at an antique store for really cheap. I keep looking at it. I kind of want to get it, but I already have this game, so I really don't need it, so I always pass it by. Now, there are a few versions of this game. Which one should you get? To be honest, the newest version is what I have. I really like it. If you're more of a classic guy and you want to get the old 80s version or whatnot, go ahead and get that. It looks nice. This one I do like. I do like the thickness of the tiles, sand, forest, and mountain. I think that's really neat. The game plays pretty fast. It's so much fun. In fact, the more players you have, the more fun it is. It's, like I said, again, simple to learn. Some people house rule it, and we do the same as well. When we're playing that, 5 to 6 players and whatnot, it says you need to take away some meeples because you only have one meeple man per space on those islands. And so we said, nope, just put them all on there. You can have up to 2. And we just go at it, man. We have the biggest time. It's so much fun. You're laughing, you're crying. There's a billion dangers that get in the way. Should you get the 5 to 6 player expansion with the squids and the dolphins and the extra dice? By the way, the regular game, just with the red die, very simple to learn. Should you get all of it? Yes, I think you should. I love it all. But if you get anything, try the base game first. I think you're going to love it. And then, if you have more than 4 players around, you need to go get that 5 to 6 player expansion with the squids, with the dolphins. It just adds more to the game, more chaos, and chaos is a good thing when it comes to survive. I mean, I've seen people win, and that's the other thing. I like the little numbers on the bottom of the meeples, because you can have like 4 or 5 off the island. Some guy have like 2 or 3, and he's going to beat you if he has the higher ranked meeples. So it's anyone's game, even at the end. You're not supposed to look at the meeple number until at the end. So for that reason, it's just a fun game. It doesn't come to the table as much because I've only played it with my little nephews. I haven't played it with my gaming group, but I think they would love it. The setup time's very quick too. It's just, it just brings a smile to my face whenever I think about it. So, Survive, should you get it? Yes, I think you should. I think it's a super fun game. All right, gamers, that is all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on!